What's up, guys? Tell the peeps what we're doing.
I'm too scared. You can do it.
So this is the fancy life of being a news anchor. We are running our own teleprompter. Raise your hand if you work at Channel 6 and you're on television, you've ever done this before.
I've never done this before. You said never or ever? Oh.
You've not this one.
I've run a prompter before, but with a mouse, not with this thing.
How many people have ever done it at Channel 6? Nobody can raise, or at News Center Maine. Nobody can raise their hand.
No.
Who's about to do it? We are. Let's go.
Let's go.
So.
There's some sound that plays first. Welcomes their newborn son the same day they say goodbye to their mother. The numbers behind this disturbing trend.
It's National School Bus Safety Week. We'll talk about what schools are doing to make sure their kids are safe getting on and off the bus.
And 1 year after Waterfront Concerts promoter Alex Gray pleaded guilty to domestic violence, he now has a clean slate. We'll tell you why. This is News Center now.
Through your eyes, a look at last night's concert in Portland. That was a snap from the Dirty Heads performing at the State Theater, and that's where police say a man was stabbed, and now they're looking for a suspect. Good evening, everybody. I'm Lee Goldberg.
And I'm Lindsay Mills. Police got the call just after 11 o'clock last night. Here's some more Snapchats. Concert goers, including myself, had to exit through one door as the line was monitored by police. Lights were flashing outside from police vehicles and one crime scene unit vehicle. Congress Street was shut down for hours. The victim was taken to Maine Medical Center with non-life-threatening injuries.
A new poll shows gubernatorial candidate Janet Mills leading the race over Sean Moody with an 8.5 point edge, just 2 weeks away from the midterm elections. Pan Atlantic Research released the online poll of 500 likely Maine voters that were surveyed in the first week of October.
The poll showed the Democrat Mills in the lead with more than 44% of the vote, while 39.5% of voters said they would cast their ballot for the Republican Moody. Voters were equally split between Maine's two congressional districts. The data was weighted using U.S. Census Bureau stats of Maine's historical voting population based on age, education, income, and gender.
We have another candidate forum taking place tonight. Candidates for Maine's 1st Congressional District will be here at the station for discussion at 7 o'clock. The participants are Democrat and incumbent Shelley Pingree, Republican Mark Holbrook, and Independent Marty Groman. We will also be streaming live online and at our website and mobile app, as well as Twitter and Facebook. So just like our prior Voice of the Voter forums, I'll be monitoring your questions on social media. So make sure I can see them using the hashtag #Me01debate. And be sure to submit some questions and make your voice heard. 1 year after pleading guilty to charges of domestic abuse, Waterfront Concerts promoter Alex Gray has had his record wiped clean. Our Samantha York was in the courtroom today and joins us now with more. Sam, how can someone plead guilty to charges like this but then have them disappear?
Well, Lee and Lindsay, something like this happens through what's called deferred disposition, which according to Maine law is a way for someone facing a Class C, D, or E crime to plead guilty to that crime with the expectation the case will be picked up later, usually in a year's time, and be reassessed. So in the case of Alex Gray, last October he pleaded guilty to assaulting his former girlfriend Erica Cole back in March of 2017. But the court agreed that if he could do what was asked in a 22-point plea deal, like not having any contact with Cole or using drugs or alcohol, he would be allowed to come back in a year and withdraw that guilty plea. Today, the state agreed that Gray upheld his part of the deal and removed those charges from his record, something attorneys say Cole was fully aware of.
This was a deal that we had put together with consultation with the victim. She was fully aware of what was happening, and I've been in touch with her today about what was happening, and she understands the negotiated plea deal.
So Sam, you spoke with Erica extensively after everything unraveled last year. Did she have anything to say after this plea change?
No, both she and Gray did not wish to speak this afternoon. Gray was actually the last person to come into the courtroom today. He got there around 2:30 for a 1 o'clock hearing and left quickly after. His attorney also declined to comment. Erica was not there, but there was another attorney who spoke up. He says this case has troubled him since the beginning. And for him, speaking to the judge today wasn't just about Erica, but every victim who has come forward or who has been afraid to.
It was clear that there had been an agreement, so it wasn't going to change, but there are a lot of victims of domestic violence that are not heard, and I think it's important when there are opportunities to speak up and say what is really the right thing to say, to be present for that.
Now, if anyone you know or if you're affected by domestic violence, there are resources available. You can call 1-866-834-HELP or 4357. Guys, back to you.
All right, Samantha, thank you very much. So the weekend I thought was kind of nice, but I've been peeking. I don't think I like what's coming up here.
No, well,
I'm glad I'm growing the winter beard. This beard will be explained, though, by the way, in just a little bit.
Yeah,
It's not.
I'm glad
there's a reason behind it.
You know what? I kind of like it. There's a reason we're gonna get.
Yeah, I look like Santa Claus right now. So
I don't mind it at all. All right, well, he has been looking ahead. We'll talk about that in a second. First, start where we are, in the 40s and 30s. So, you know, it strikes you as you get to this part of October that even with full sunshine, you can stay in the 30s in the middle of the day, which is something you just really can't do. It's very hard to do, at least in September or even early October. Wind gusts, a little bit high still over northern Maine, right around 20 miles an hour, but they were gustier earlier today, and they're starting to settle down in most spots. All right, our next storm system, not quite here yet, so we're still clear. Temperatures are going to cool off pretty quickly tonight through the first half, at least of the evening, before clouds roll in. Here's our next storm system, kind of a mess here. There's a little low right here that's going to dive down into southern New England and turn into what would be considered a bit of a hybrid clipper system in the middle of the winter. Not the middle of the winter here, of course, but we are going to be talking about rain along the coastline and some snow inland. So by the time we get to Tuesday afternoon, it is raining along the coastline and into Tuesday evening, but it starts snowing in the mountains. And so that rain snow line, I think even down towards Augusta, you might see some mixing briefly with this storm. It continues to snow in the mountains and across northern Maine through Wednesday morning, and at times in northern Maine, snowing moderately there. Meanwhile, staying rain here along the coastline, crashing that rain snow line all the way towards Augusta by Wednesday morning, and then after that, we'll be done with the accumulating snow in most spots, and the rain pulls out for Wednesday afternoon. But guys, I will tell you, the first handmade with love snowfall map coming up in a few minutes.
Handmade with
drew
love.
With crayons.
Did Luca make it?
He did. He used hand paint, was smeared. There was some food in there, a little poop, a little of everything.
Yeah. Thumbprint snowmen.
It's edible. Yeah, great.
All right. Well, the Red Sox start their journey for another World Series championship tomorrow night at Fenway Park. News Center Maine will be there and have reports throughout the Fall Classic.
Now, the last time the Red Sox won it all was in 2013. Now, there's a pretty good chance that a lucky World Series beard gave them the extra boost that they needed. I'm not saying that it was because of me, but it's probably because of me. So this is why I'm taking one for the team again during this World Series run. Trust me, I'll be happy to shave this off, but not until the Red Sox win it all. Let's take a look back at the magical late October night back in 2013.
As you can imagine, when it's been since 1918 since the Red Sox have celebrated a World Series championship here at Fenway Park, it was Festivus Maximus on this very field when it was all over and the Sox were world champs again. Spent a lot of time with a lot of guys you came up through the Sea Dogs with from Portland, Maine, and here you are celebrating a World Series. What an amazing journey.
Amazing journey, man. Portland played a big part in a lot of our careers. You know, from Lester, PD, Els, all of us played there, and it was just a big part of our development and helped us get where we are.
Now you're a World Series champion.
Unbelievable, huh?
It's unbelievable. I can't tell you what it's like. It's one of the greatest moments of my life right now.
Gotta get that panorama shot.
So it's not gonna get as Kenny Rogers as that one was, but we'll keep it going for the team until it's over.
I like
then
the
we'll
two-tone.
shave it off.
Do you
It's
dye the
only one
mustache?
tone.
No, it's like
It's
you have
all
darker
gray.
mustache and
I
then
add
gray.
black into it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's two-tone.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, black and
Great.
white.
So excited about it. It's already itchy.
All right. Oh, goodness. All right. Still ahead on Now. We're going to start a week-long series. It's called Mothers Matter.
And later on, we'll see how one local school district is making sure that kids on the bus are as safe as possible.
Good job, Mike.
I like the scruff, too. Did you see the beard? He, in 2013, he grew out
I
a whole
started growing
beard.
it from the beginning of the playoffs back then. And 5
Shannon,
years
come say
ago,
hi to
so-
Facebook friends.
So I just started this one last
Guys,
week,
Shannon
so-
and I are twinning today. We got
It's
the maroon.
Shannon Moss.
Shannon Moss, everybody.
So
It's my girl. Oh, she's the best. So Shannon interviewed Clay and I for her story today. True story.
Yes, and Lindsay
Look
actually
at
helped,
his face.
helped me get my story on the air. Will,
Yeah.
yes.
Wait,
big
why are you
help today.
upset?
What's wrong?
What?
I was
you
at
want a
the
hug?
I was at the Dirty Heads concert last night, and you guys, who was
Who
there?
Are the Dirty Heads?
Okay,
Oh.
it's my favorite genre. It's like my surfer bands, you know, like Slightly Stupid, Sublime.
Sublime, I've heard of.
Okay, good. It's like that. It's like newer Sublime.
Okay, I've heard of Sublime.
It's like Sublime got a modern makeover because they mix in a little bit of rap, but they like sing about fun things. Like they talk about their encore last night. The last song of the night was a song called Vacation, and it's about feeling like you're on vacation every day when you love your occupation.
That's us,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Running that teleprompter. Woo!
Said us-
Last time I did this was 1991.
Now we got to stand, and you got to run the
I
prompter
gotta
while
do a
we
live shot.
stand.
So that means I can't
Yes.
have my. I can't bring that then.
I'll hold it, and you can read off mine.
No, it's
Teamwork.
fine. It's all good.
But listen, we're reading. Guys, I got to talk behind the scenes for a second.
Uh-oh.
Got to talk shop behind the scenes.
Uh-oh, we got some
We're
shop talk.
reading under.
Oh, okay.
We're reading under a tank graphic. So it's supposed to time out to how we read it. I read it out loud. It works with how I read it.
Do you just want to read it then? So I
No,
don't
no,
mess
no,
it
no,
up?
no. It's long. You're going to read it too, and we're going to be fine. We're all going to get through this.
How happy Michael is right now. Michael is so happy right now.
Yeah.
Michael's gonna like have 7 people fired because we can do this.
Michael
ourselves
feels
now.
like he's on vacation right now because
He's
he
like
loves his
loving
occupation.
this. So didn't they have to stop the concert when the
No,
person
so-
got stabbed? Like what happened?
No, no, no. So that's the thing. I don't know why people were saying that at first, but the concert didn't like abruptly end. It like ended naturally. I, as a concert goer, had no idea that anything was happening until we had to leave. And we all had to go out one door, and police were everywhere.
15 seconds.
Is that really true?
Yeah.
50,000 a year?
It's a big deal. In the United States, guys, you're going to be
Hold,
shocked.
hold. Oh, almost. Okay, my gosh. I'm like, there's no way that's true. Okay, I saw almost. I didn't see that first. Much better.
But America's the worst out of any country.
Guys, this is unbelievable stat. Every year, 50,000 women in the United States almost die due to pregnancy-related complications. And every year, 800 mothers don't survive.
According to the CDC Foundation, maternal mortality is dropping dramatically around the globe, except the United States, where the rate is rising. And it's getting worse, especially for Black women. Black women are 3 to 4 times more likely to die during or after childbirth than white women. But many of these deaths are preventable. All this week, we're highlighting the alarming trend across the country and why it's happening.
Tonight, we start with Kira Johnson's story. She never missed a doctor's visit. Her husband was always right there by her side.
But what happened hours after she delivered their second son would keep the couple apart for a lifetime.
I can really brag on my wife all day long. And we're talking about a woman that spoke 5 languages, that raced cars, that was so compassionate, so loving. We would always kind of joke that our life is like a movie. For Kira and I, we always wanted back-to-back boys. When we found out that we were welcoming another boy, we were just, ecstatic. Kira was exceptionally healthy. Every single prenatal visit that we went to, She got great reports. The baby was healthy.
Hi, Daddy.
Hey, Langston.
Hi.
5 minutes. Hey, Langston. We're waiting on you, buddy. Everybody's here to celebrate. Shortly after Langston was born, they took us back to recovery. Kira's sitting there, and I first noticed that there was blood in the catheter at her bedside. I brought it to the attention of the nurses and the doctors. They ordered a CT scan that was supposed to be performed stat, right? And so stat, in my mind, I'm thinking that means immediately. The doctor's walking next to the bed, and he says to me, I'm gonna fix it, and she'll be back in 15 minutes. She'll be back in 15 minutes. And that was the last time I saw Kira alive.
It's this beautiful baby. Thank God he's born perfectly healthy and he's amazing. And then less than 12 hours, she's dead.
We walked in for what we expected to be the happiest day of our life, and we walked straight into a nightmare.
Black women are 3 to 4 times more likely to die from pregnancy-related causes. You know, that's just a fact. So it's wrong that that exists. Why is it that Black women are more likely to die from complications than white women?
So all this week on Now, we're sharing stories like Kira's as part of our Mothers Matter series, which you can also find right now streaming at our website and mobile app, and we'll try to answer that question.
All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, it is School Bus Safety Week. So we're going to hit on the bus and see what new safety measures are being taken to make sure the trip from home to school and back is as smooth as possible.
And Keith's delivering that forecast, which Lee already looked ahead and knows, and now I guess we all know what's coming our way. Really? Yeah, Paul, it does look like No Shave November.
Yeah, no,
we're not there yet.
Strictly my allegiance to the team. This is
Lisa,
not personal choice.
Lisa brings up Serena Williams had serious issues when she had her baby.
Yeah, that's true.
We have Justin watching from Hartford. We have Patricia, who's on vacation. She's watching in California.
Nice.
We had some hellos for Shannon. I know, Tammy, it is heartbreaking. I know.
Do you see this picture?
No.
Of Luca's face.
Wait, maybe I did. Is it on your Insta?
I'm sure saw it.
Yes, look at those cheeks.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I saw. Got his Elmer Fudd hat going on there. It's good stuff.
Oh, my God. Could he be any cuter? So, you know how Tito loves Luca?
Yes.
Tito also loves our neighbor that's a baby, and Tito had some baby time this weekend. He was very excited. It's not good. If only Tito was nice to adults like he is to babies. I think we're in the newsroom coming up here.
Okay.
Yeah, we are. So you don't have to worry about that.
Oh, that's not good. Oh, I don't have to throw with this.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay. I was like,
Guys, doesn't it look like a video game controller?
it's a joystick.
All right. Oh, I get it. I'll get it. I'll get it. I'll get it. I got it. I'll remember.
You okay?
Yeah. Hi. What's up? You got some hellos from our Facebook friends.
Oh, it's nice.
All right, so I'm just saying riding a school bus is about the safest way for kids to get to school according to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Sure.
Sorry, guys. Be back.
You're good. I love that coat. It's got the scarf built in. A school bus is about the safest way for kids to travel. That's according to the National Highway Traffic Safety Institute.
Yeah, and according to the NHTSA, 4 to 6 school-age children die every year on school transportation vehicles, which is only less than 1% of all traffic fatalities nationwide. So obviously those numbers, Maine's pretty safe. But even one child dying obviously on a school bus is far, far too much. Well, it is National School Bus Safety Week. Drivers and kids are focused on how to get from point A to point B safely.
Administration. I said institute.
Every person, no matter how big or small they are, help them.
For Jamie Kramer, in his 13th year as a bus driver, the safety of his passengers isn't a job, it's personal. And he is well aware of the trust that parents put in him day in and day out.
Oh my goodness, I don't take that lightly. These kids get the same treatment as if they were my own child. I actually try to go above what the parents do.
2, 1.
There you go, bud. Good job.
When it comes to safety precautions, the drivers go through regular training, and the South Portland buses are equipped with a buzzer that goes off when the bus is turned off. And the only way to stop that alarm is to walk to the back, which helps ensure that no thing or person gets left behind. Another problem is cars not paying attention to buses with their lights on. It's been bad enough in South Portland that they were forced to make some changes.
We have set up most of our runs that they are picking the children up on the door side of the bus because we know it is an issue in the town. It can be inconvenient as far as a logistic problem, but the safety of the children come above everything else, and if that's what we need to do, then we make it happen that way.
Jamie, the bus driver, did talk about how you really have to love being a bus driver and the rewards that come in with it. So at that point, I did mention that if he gets a raise, he could maybe afford to buy a Patriots hat instead of the Steelers one that he was wearing, and he left at that.
There you go.
I'm just trying to help out. I'm trying to help out.
I still remember my school bus driver from elementary school. It's just a great way to start the day and end the day. Yeah, I like the way he pronounced the name of my street, the stop. He had funny accents for every stop.
It's not an easy job.
Yeah.
No, you've got to have the right personality for that.
You got to be probably pretty good at it. People say I'm very, very kind, very patient person.
I've never heard that.
No.
What people are that?
People say. Who are these people?
Maybe they're in Nashville.
Yeah. Actually, in Nashville, we're not kind because we're Northerners. You know how that goes. Bless your heart, all right? All right, 40s for high temperatures today, 30s in the mountains. And again, what's amazing about this is now we're at the time of the year we can achieve temperatures this cool even with almost full sunshine. It was pretty gusty earlier. Winds have settled now. 15 to 20 miles an hour. You notice this little bullseye. If you haven't picked up on what's going on there, that's Mount Washington, which is always windy, and it just shows up on our contour. So it kind of skews the whole thing, but it's not a big deal unless you're up there. Visible satellite, pretty clean still. Some very late day sunshine, and the clouds moving in slowly. The first half of tonight, though, should be clear. Temperatures will drop into the 30s where they're not already in the 30s, and 20s in the mountains. Our next storm system is kind of a jumbled mess right now. It's really a weak little low right here. It's going to dive down into southern New England and then swing up into the Gulf of Maine as what we would consider in the winter at least a bit of a hybrid Alberta clipper. Didn't really develop in Alberta, Canada, but it'll be in that ballpark. And it will give us a mixture of rain and snow based on your location. So tomorrow morning starts off quiet enough. By the afternoon, we go from showers to more consistent rain. And notice by the evening, now we do have snow ongoing into the mountains. Now, as this low wraps up and crashes a little cold air behind it, we'll get that rain-snow line probably as far as Augusta. I don't think it'll go any farther than that, but it will be a mix there briefly. Snow into the mountains and across northern Maine, continuing to snow through around midday, and then the whole system clears out on Wednesday afternoon. Thursday and Friday both look good. They'll be bright, they'll be cool, and they'll be windy, especially on Thursday. So here it is, Lee, the moment you've been waiting for, the return of the snowfall map. But crucially, because you have in my own backyard syndrome, you're good, Lee. It's going to be rain. It's going to be rain at Lee's house, but it will be less than an inch in a mix inland and into the foothills, and then 1 to 3 in the mountains, and 3 to 5 across parts of Aroostook County through midday on Wednesday. But wait, there's more. Another storm system comes our way for Saturday night into Sunday. This is a bigger storm. This is a coastal system. It's going to have more wind with it and more moisture with it. At the moment, it looks like it will be rain and wind and mountain snow for just a brief period. But there can't rule out the possibility, guys, that that one will turn a bit colder, because we're getting to that time of the year where it's not a given. So we got a lot going on. We do have 2 nice days, Thursday and Friday. I think, you know, Saturday afternoon, Saturday night, probably pretty gnarly one way or another. Whether it be rain and wind or mix and wind, it's probably not good. And then temperatures fall on Monday. So
I missed where the map for tomorrow is coming. Is that coming from Massachusetts, like World Series, Red Sox at Fenway? Is that going to be a problem?
It's, what time is that?
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock tomorrow. It should be rain down there, though.
Yeah. So that's not good either.
Yeah, I don't know if it's heavy enough, though.
Not good when you say a word like gnarly.
Yeah, well,
Not
it's just,
good.
it has a little bit more strength to it. And we're getting to the time of year where that happens with storms. They get more wound up. We get more wound up in the weather office, so.
He's always wound up.
It's true.
It's all
True
those
story.
energy drinks and stuff.
It's all those kids.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Keith. A lot more coming up on News Center Maine at 5:30. Cindy Williams is here with a preview. Hey, Cindy.
Hi, guys. The death of a Maine state inmate who was allegedly denied medical care is now under investigation. 2 inmates talk about what led up to Andrew Layton's death. And a brewery designed for the whole family to visit talks about their approach to brewing. Those stories and more ahead at 5:30. Back to you.
I like the sound of that.
Bring them all.
All right. More now when we come back.
All right.
You're getting a phone call.
Hello. Oops, hold on. Hello. Put the antenna up. Hello. Yes.
My favorite
Oh,
line.
she's right here. Hold on.
What's that? My favorite line.
Yeah.
From Sweet Home Alabama. You
I
have
love
a baby.
I love
in
that
a bar.
Yeah, in a bar. I love that movie. Gosh, I love Reese Witherspoon. She's just like America's
yes.
sweetheart.
Last night's Patriots game was highly entertaining.
Oh
Not
no,
for
I'm getting a
Lindsay's
call.
husband.
What about?
He did not love the Patriots game last night.
Oh God. Oh, so Katie Ortiz, you guys, our digital diva, she texted me last night. She goes, I need to see a live look at Clay right now. Because poor
Clay's
Clay.
a Bears fan.
Yeah.
Womp womp.
Womp womp is right.
He
Poor
can
Clay.
have 86. That's all he needs. He
Yeah.
can have the rest. He got Walter Payton.
I
know he wasn't alive then, but I'm just saying.
Oh, perfect. I'll take this.
Thank you. I don't need this anymore. What
yeah.
do you want me to do that? We're done now, so. Do I leave it here? Or?
The first time you've used it?
Yeah, I don't even know where it came from. Oh, I just didn't know if you need me to put it someplace. Or to turn it off, or. Sorry, I don't know you're using it. Oh,
da, da,
yeah.
da.
Isaac just ran over and asked if we could do it. Okay.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, that means we have to do that? That's not happening. No, that's not going to happen. No, you can just run up and grab it. It's part of the wellness package. What you got today?
Lee, I'm going to need you to do what you did the other day. Remember when I couldn't make it charge and then you made it charge? I know. I tried.
Bless your heart.
I tried.
Bless your heart, child.
I tried.
Bless it. May your heart be blessed.
We are hashtag blessed this newscast. We have said that word a lot. Hashtag mapping.
It maps. Hashtag mapping doesn't do great on Twitter most days.
Really? Why? Oh. It's like, really? Tell me more. Tell me more. What's database?
Yeah, I'm like, I already don't even understand the hashtag.
Actually, I don't know what that is.
It's database.
But what is that? Visualization? I bet that doesn't do well either.
What's G is?
It's like a...
Or projection.
All right, he's here to confuse us.
I'm getting confused by Lindsay. Okay, this is a pretty just fun one, but you know the Mercator projection, which is how you saw maps when you were in school. They've gone away from them to some degree. Let's scroll down a little bit, Isaac, if you could. I'm sure you all know that it is not right about the sizes, relative sizes of different countries. Did you guys know that?
No.
Yes.
Okay. So it's like hugely off as you get farther and farther away from the equator. And so what you're seeing here is the projection that you normally see and then the actual relative size of countries. And one of the most famous ones is Greenland compared to Australia. It projects it as being 3 times as big when in reality Australia is 3 times as big as Greenland. The reason for this, of course, is that the Earth is round and we're trying to map it on a flat surface. This projection became popular in the 1500s as a way to navigate, because what it does, although it's distorted, is allows you to plot straight lines that will land you in the right spot. But it's worth noting how far off base the size of countries are.
Don't change?
Well, they're not quite as far to the poles as these are. That's the reason it's not as big. But they do change if you look closely.
Okay.
Down there into Chile and Argentina.
Me too. Yeah. Wow, that was a good brain drop.
Hashtag maps, hashtag projection mapping.
Hashtag mind blown.
The Earth is round.
Yeah. Huh. That's new.
New Center Maine at 5:30. Starts right now.
Coming up on News Center Maine.
But just strange.
Explain the lottery for us. That was really
That's over on the board.
Bye, guys.